All right. Hello and happy middle of the day to you. We're joined here with Bob Warner. I'm Hannah Perkey, CEO of Evelo Team. We're here for your monthly market update. So bringing you up-to-date stats every month so that you can have those answers. We know every time we're in social settings, people say, how's the real estate market? So we're getting that information to you right here. All right. So we'll jump right in. Bob, tell me about local housing market in February.
Well, you are correct because I have answered that question numerous times over the last 3 or 4 weeks as I've been at some different events. So we'll kick right into it. We've got a few things that we've been tracking now for I think we first did this in either March or April of 2020. So first up is that median sales price. So for the month ended February 2023, we were up to 270. That's just a little bit of a change over that month last year where we were, but that still is up 8% year over year. So as expected, we anticipated that strong like 12 to 16% growth that we are seeing the last couple of years would come down a little. And with that moving down to that 8% growth, that has panned out. Next up is kind of that median days on market. So we've hit a couple random hiccups the last couple months. Last month, we had gone all the way up to 38 days, which was really unusual compared to where we had been. You can see this for greater than 2 years. We were under 10 days. So that has gone down about 52% over last month, but that's still up quite a bit from where we were last year, where that median number of days was 5. So we'll continue to track that and see what transpires there. Similarly, this absorption rate or month supply of inventory, again, keeping in mind that a balanced market is about a 5 to 6 month supply, which is kind of this blue bar up here. So the last time we were truly in a balanced market was all the way back in 2016. But for the majority of 2020 on through the end of last year, we were operating under a month. We crossed back over a month, had gone up to 2.4 months supply last month, but then we're back down to 1.6. So still up quite a bit from last year, but down from last month. And then I think the last one under this little chart here is we've tracked that percent of list price received. So on average, what is the average home selling for compared to its overall list price? So again, not unexpected. We've spent a lot of time over 100% the last couple of years. We've taken a little bit of a tick under 100%, coming in at 97.5% for the month, which is down a little bit from where we were last year at this time, but up a little bit from where we were last month.
Okay. All right. Awesome information. So I know we've been preparing for a shifting market for probably 2 years, and obviously it's finally happening and a little bit unpredictable. So tell me what metrics you're following right now to track that shifting market.
Yeah, unpredictable is a good word because, as you know, we kind of talk about this a little bit in our weekly team meeting, and it really is real time changing every single week. But some of the things that we started tracking maybe a couple months back to maybe try to pinpoint a little bit more where the changes would come from. First up is the active inventory. So again, not so many years ago, we were consistently over 5,000 active single family homes listed for sale, right? And for the month ending in February, we were at 3,291. That was down a little bit from last month, but that is up quite a bit from last year at this time. Last year at this time, we had only 1,800 units for sale. Yeah. So we jumped up to 3,200. So we're starting to see that increase a little bit. I will say, like a lot of real estate, it's price point dependent, it's location dependent, because the market we've seen for the last couple of years has maybe softened a little bit in some segments of the market, but for certain segments of the market, it has stayed very much the same. So just kind of dependent. Next up is that closed sales. So that's kind of one way to know what's happening out in the market. So for February, we were just a tick over 2,000 units, which was up a little bit from last month, but down a little bit from last year. So again, inventory is down, overall active listings is down, closed sales is probably going to be down with it. And then that last one we're just kind of looking at is the number of new listings for the month. So we were just a little bit under 2,400 new listings last month, which is a little bit up from January, but again, similar to some of these other slides we've been looking at, down a little bit from where we were this time last year.
Okay, awesome. So my next question, I think this is fairly humorous. I'm sitting in the office this morning and one of our team members got an email that says interest rates are down, refi now. And so tell me what's really happening with interest rates right now versus what we're getting marketed about.
Yeah, it is pretty funny to receive those refinance emails right now, but I guess everyone's circumstances can be a little bit different.
They can.
Unfortunately, interest rates are not down and this information just lags about a week. And again, keep in mind, this is just like the national average. There are a lot of extenuating circumstances and details that go into this, but on average, last week, the 30-year fixed rate mortgage rate was 6.73. That's up about 0.4 of a point, even from where we were in January. And I know it can be a little hard to see on the screen, but we actually had started to trickle down starting kind of, Q4 of last year, had a little bit of a blip, and we had started to take a dive down into January, we had gotten pretty close back to 6, but we have kind of gone back up on this peak. So that's just something that we continue to monitor. It's a little bit too hard to predict what that's going to do from week to week or month to month. I think the hope and the belief is that we should hopefully not cross 7% again in the short term, but we'll kind of have to see what transpires over the next few weeks in particular to see if that changes at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And we had our national conference in February, and our CEO of Keller Williams was talking about, what will the government do this year in order to adjust things and balance them out some. So I think it will be interesting as we go in the summer months to watch that and see what that means. So, all right. So how about any final thoughts about state of the market? What else should we know?
Yeah, we just always try to wrap up with something. This is a little bit more catered to, maybe you've already been thinking about listing this year, or this is the year you're going to sell. Again, we'll always include this information in the comments below, but this is just kind of our checklist, right, for selling your house this spring. These are just always, things to do to make it inviting, show it's cared for, boost curb appeal. So just a real small checklist here. Certainly, if you've met with any of the agents on the team, we have a more comprehensive list that we include anytime we come out for a listing appointment meeting. But these are just some ideas. If you've been thinking about listing this spring, or you definitely know it's going to be the year, here's some things to think about and consider.
Absolutely. Yeah. And on that note, tonight we have a virtual seller seminar. We had originally called it a first-time seller seminar. And it's a lot of those things to prep your home, but also talking about the market right now, what to expect. But really, we're saying all sellers, right? Because the market has changed. If you have not sold in the past 3 years, we think it is beneficial for you to hear what we have to say tonight. So we'll have 2 other top agents leading that. If you want to join, you can check out our Evelo Team page and register for that to get the Zoom login for tonight. And if you have any other questions, you can always reach us at info@eveloteam.com, or our direct number that gets answered by a live person is 317-863-9011. So thanks so much for joining us for our monthly market update. We look forward to connecting with you on any real estate needs, and we hope you have a great rest of the day. Thanks so much.